Matt and James here, and this is going to be an interesting one because we don't even know what it's about.
Funny story. Matt come on and goes, let's talk about stories. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's what we just recorded. He's like, no, we didn't. We had an argument. So I brought up the recording, opened it to a random spot, and Matt said something. Then I said, I thought we were going to talk about stories. So here we are with no topic to speak about today. So let's take it as we come. Cue the intro.
If you listen to this podcast, you will make your first $1 million within 3 years. I'm going to repeat that. You will make $1 million within 3 years of the first episode you listen to. We don't want pikers. We're not here to save the manatees. We're here to make podcasts. You really want this. You listen and review.
Put that coffee down.
Yeah, all right, guys. So I think what we're going to talk about first and foremost is just like, I just had a coaching client just then, and I was talking about like setting himself up for success in terms of his environment. Because I was like, man, your background sucks. Like, I was like, what's going on there? He's in his fucking son's room. Then it's also like, so it's half of his son's room, half of his office. And I was like, that just doesn't seem like a good work environment for you to be in consistently. So I was like, we need to get this sorted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to walk into your space and you got to be like, okay, this is where work gets done. This is where things are, there's productivity.
Yeah. It's gotta elicit power, right?
Yeah. That's why I don't like being in this fucking shared workspace. Like, it's okay. It's whatever. But like, you know, where I came from, my previous office in my house, which I'm actually going back to in a couple of days, and come back here, is awesome. It's a rad space to be in. I love it. I custom made it to be extremely effective and productive. I had my workflow. I know where my these go. I know where this does. I know where this is. My pipeline's there. My this is here. My this is there. Like, it just makes my workflow and my efficiency so much easier. And I can walk in that office, be the guy that I need to be to sell. And then I can walk out of the office and I can be dad. I can be husband. I can be son. I can be uncle, whatever it needs to be. Right. But there's like a clear delineation of what I do where, and I don't work in the living room. I only work in the office.
Yeah, 100%. And this way I built this little pad. But this is 1.5 by 1.5 in a spare bedroom. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff on outside these walls. I've got all my acoustic foam, roof, have, you know, all my drawers, everything that I need to access, all my books and shit like that. So I can come in here and like, this is where I switch on. Yeah, so like, working from home, you need a space inside your house where you can actually come where it's work only, and then you have everything else out, which is why we're getting the office. So while we're on the topic of this, like making that environment really good, it's still under construction because we did get fucked around a bit by the landlord and some contractors, and things got very delayed. But we're started now, so we should be in there soon. But let's talk about the shit that we're putting in our office to make it a sick environment.
I think we're a classic case of
too
Dave
much money,
Chappelle.
not enough.
We never should have gave you people money. Okay, so so I think what you've got to understand is what is the purpose of the office, and the purpose of the office is a few things. One, it's a creative space because I need to be a creative person who comes up with content ideas. So I needed a space for that where I could do that. Plus I could have cool backgrounds and I could do more visually interesting things. The second is giant flex. And that
Credibility.
Third thing is, credibility. We can bring all the people together. Like Marco's moving to Sydney. I've moved to Sydney. Dan's moving to Sydney. We'll have our external CFO in there. We'll have like our assistants in there. We'll have everyone who's gonna, you know, a CEO, CFOs, fucking CEO, all these people with C in front of their name. Yeah, so they're all gonna be there. The HOMO, which is Dan, head of organic marketing operations. So yeah, like all these people can be in one big collaborative space, and we can all vibe off each other and work. And then I don't have to like call James to ask him a question. I can just be like, "Oi, James."
And then I can ignore you because we've got soundproof rooms.
Okay, so that's kind of the reason why. So a couple of things that we have. One is we have a bar, okay, because bars are cool. And that's it. I think that, no, it provides a couple of cool backdrops. If you guys go onto YouTube, you'll see I did a YouTube video the other day with the bar as the backdrop.
And it gives us a bit of fun. It opens up a second podcast on a weekly basis. So just a quick recap one. And we're going to get a beer tap in there just because why not?
So we got that. We've also got an arcade machine. It's got 4,000 games. The game I'm most excited about is NBA Jam.
Yep.
And then NFL Blitz, obviously.
Even on a bit of Mario Kart.
Fantastic games. Yeah, and then we've got a pool table. So pool table is cool. I really just like, to be honest, like a lot of it is about opulence. It's about like a state of like, this is the coolest fucking office environment that you could ever be in.
Yep.
Because like that's motivational for people, and like they enjoy being there. They want to be at work. They like it. They get to do cool stuff. We have Zoom rooms so they can do sales. All these things, like it's creating kind of an atmosphere of productivity and success.
Yeah, and it really attracts people to want to come work for us because they see that environment, because it looks fun as shit. It doesn't look like you're turning up to work, although you are, because you're far more motivated being in that environment. Plus, it gives the guys a reason to actually want to relocate to Sydney to be in that office because it's a good space.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you've got to, like, when you're looking at a workspace for yourself, like you got to like, what's the goal of it? I think the goal should be like one, workflow, like productivity should be number one. So you can be really productive, whether you need to be creative, whatever you need your space for. Then you got to have a good workflow. So you got to like sort of lay out your desk and your computer, and like it wants to be a space that you walk into and you're proud to be in there. And again, like it doesn't have to be crazy. Like it doesn't have to be like my setup back at my other house or anything like that. It can be simple, but like, you know, you can go to Pier 1 Imports and get a bunch of cool nicotine necks for bugger all. You can go on Amazon. I spent like $1,000 on Amazon the other day just going through knickknacks for the freaking office. Yeah, but we got a lot because we got a lot of space. What was that?
What'd you
Like
buy?
some glass heads, skulls, and like some really cool like old festoon lighting and some cool shit. I got like some full size NFL helmets.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just I don't know, man shit.
Yeah, nice.
Leather, blades, whiskey things. I just got fucking man shit. I was like, just typed in man shit. Yeah, but like, yeah, I think the workspace is really important, because if you're in a shitty workspace, like it's just like you're not enjoying being in there, which makes work feel like more of a chore, which puts you in a bad headspace. And so much of sales is around like, I think, well, okay, I'm going to preface this because I think a lot about sales is your headspace when you're not at a super high level. I think once you get to a high level, I think it totally goes out the window in terms of like mindset and headspace, because you're so confident in your process that you could be sick as a dog and still sell somebody. You could have just broken up with your wife and still sell somebody. Like I genuinely believe that, because like, you know, I've had really bad days and just hop on the phone. Hey man, how's it going? Like this, you know, you kind of put the face on. But I think when you're newer, or when you're like not quite at the level where I don't think mastered is the right term, but you're really, really confident in your process. I think that like your headspace. I actually had one of the guys call me today, a guy named Jack, works for one of the accounts that we're on called Sports Winter Project. Great dude, looks just like Chris Hemsworth. But he was like, I'm just really struggling. He's selling 2 accounts, switching between the toe and getting into the flow state. And I said, mate, fuck this whole flow state shit off. I was like, the more you think about it, the more you're going to like convince yourself that you're not in a position to be able to sell these people, because you're confused. And I was like, bro, all you're doing is having a conversation with another human being. And I go, you're selling fitness over here and fitness over here. It's the same shit. I was like, it's just a different person that they're paying. I was like, just get that out of your head and just realize you're overcomplicating it. You're making it too fucking difficult. All you have to do is show up and do your process.
Yeah.
That's it.
You got to take that mindset. It doesn't matter what's happened in that day, the call you had before, the call you've got after. Each time you pick up the phone, day starts now. Next call, day starts now. And you treat it as a new day every time, because it's a new conversation.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, if you have 10 no-shows in a row, like you might have 30 show-ups in a row. So like, you know, you can flip a coin 10,000 times. If it goes tails 12 times in a row, it's no more likely to go tails the next time.
Yeah,
so you got to look at these things as like larger, and don't, I think one of the things as well, like I do so much training, so many things comes up, but somebody comes to me today and they go, hey, so I had this lady come into the gym, which is a fitness gym. Like I do a coaching for some guys once a week. It's like 20 gym owners or something. And they're like, so this lady was super angry. She just got in a fight with her husband. She came in, she was hyper combative. What do you do? And I was like, what do you mean, what do you do? It's like, well, what do you do in this situation? I was like, have you ever been in this situation ever in your life except for today? No. I was like, then who cares? I was like, it's like living in a desert and planning for a tsunami. It might happen, but like probably not twice. You know what I mean? Like it's unlikely. So
those super hypothetical people that need an answer in case. It's like, come on, man, just fucking live.
I'm really rough on those people. I said that's the definition of a
hypochondriac.
No, I said that's the definition of a red herring.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that is such a red herring question. I was like, if it happens again, let me know. We'll come up with a plan for it. But unless don't fix things that aren't like institutional problems or that aren't consistent problems.
Cater to the 99%, not the 1%.
Exactly.
Because
us 1%ers are fine.
Yeah. That the work environment, and another fact is professionalism. Right? It looks very professional. And I review a lot of calls, coach a lot of people, and there's so many things that they do, particularly when they're selling on Zoom, that leads to such an unprofessional look, which triggers sales resistance.
Dogs in the background and shit.
Yeah, just ridiculous, right? But like, one is like terrible lighting. Turn a fucking light on, or don't stand in front or sit right behind where there's a big light behind you, and every time you move your head, you see the light come in. I was reviewing a call today with Marco, and then I reviewed Marco's call, and this guy like kept moving his head, and every time he did, it's like fucking blinding my eye and distracting me.
Super distracting.
Cannot pay attention. Or people where you've got like right next to a mirror, I've got a little bit of that now. I'm not going to do anything to change that. It's 1%. But if that was a far brighter light and half my face is like hammered with light, the other half is dark, it looks like Twilight Zone, like that's unprofessional. And then get a good quality headset and a good quality microphone.
Yeah, your audio is so important. Man, so important.
I zone out when I
like for example, like this microphone is probably like $150. James's microphone was like $100. This arm is pretty expensive. This is like a $300 arm, but James's is just a cheap one from Amazon. It was like $22. At that, I've got one of these waiting for him in the office. But the reason why I need this arm is because I got this microphone. This microphone is a very good microphone. It's very heavy. But that microphone, like you can get good quality like microphones. You just want like a USB condenser mic or something like that. These headphones, these are pretty expensive. These are like $500-600, but like you don't need these. No. You can just get like any studio headphone. Studio headphones are really cheap, actually. So funny thing about headphones is these headphones fix audio. Like good quality headphones fix audio, so like it will fix the signal. But studio headphones don't do that. That's why studio headphones are really cheap. Just the ones that you plug straight in because they don't fix any audio. So if you want to hear your actual audio, do that. But anyway, I think there's a couple of things that actually closers can do to set themselves apart and look more professional. One of the things that really helped me was having the hustle sign in the background. It became somewhat iconic. Not iconic, that's a fucking super douchey way, but it's memorable, right? To always have something in the background. Like so. And if you do go next level, like you can get things that kind of blur your background a little bit. That definitely makes it look more professional. I'm not using my camera setup today because it's already packed away. And I could be fucked. So I've just got like my webcam. Well, this webcam was like $100. I think it was like $80. It's a 1080p webcam. You can buy 4K webcams. They're so easy. And then you can go on YouTube. You can just get a ring light for $20. The ring light will just light your face nicely. I don't need to here because I got a window right there. Right. Yeah, like there's so many things that you can do. Just like, and I think selling through Zoom, this is what I'm talking about, because selling through Zoom is so much more effective. But even when I wasn't selling on Zoom, I still used a mic. Because I would use close.io. Or even if I was using Go High Level, if I was using whatever HubSpot, I would still use that. And I want to be able to dial through my computer. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, because I want to be able to separate myself from work. So having everything on my phone. This is my personal phone. Like there's only a few guys that have this number. Like Ben's got it, James has got it, Marco's got it. That's pretty much it. And I've got Facebook and stuff like that, but like no one's really got that number. So people aren't going to bother me. One of the worst things that you can get as a salesperson is like everything's being run off your phone. So you've got your emails, your texts, your number, everything is there. You go out on a Saturday night, you're with your family, you see fucking 2 deals fall through on a Saturday night, ruins your fucking night, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that used to happen to me all the time. And that's when I got alternate phones and different phone numbers. And that's kind of when I migrated everything over to Close.io. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to do everything on the computer. Everything prospect driven I'll do on the computer. It's more productive workflow anyway. And then it separates me from, because I can't fix anything at 5 o'clock on a Friday. Like I just can't fix it.
No,
So like, I don't even want to know about it. I'd rather log in on Monday and go, oh, fuck. You know, like it is what it is.
I had a call. This guy called DMs me. You listen to this call, it's a whole nother story, right? But then it calls me on Facebook Messenger. I was like, mate, I can't understand a fucking word you're saying. Like, get some good audio. Be in an area where you have reception if that's what you're going.
Use Zoom, you weirdo. Just send a Zoom link through.
I took the
Facebook
next
audio.
call. I asked the dude to jump on Zoom. I go, your audio's trash, let's do. He put a Zoom in the invitation, updated it, and still didn't want to do that. And he goes, I can call you through here. I'm like, just jump on the fucking Zoom because it has good quality. I'll be able to hear what you're saying. We can look at each other. But you're the sales guy trying to sell me, and you've got this shitty audio. You're calling through Facebook Messenger, which is trash at the best of times because it's not a phone. It's not something designed at the highest level.
Not a good quality audio medium.
I'm just like, what are you doing? You're making yourself look like an idiot. And I spend on an hour call, if I'm spending 10, 15 minutes of that saying, sorry, can you repeat that? I missed that. Can you say that again? You've wasted 15 minutes and you've put me in a state where it's pissing me off and I'm far less likely to respond to you. And like, man, like just audio quality for a call to have a clean, crisp conversation makes the flow so much better.
Absolutely. And you can look at other industries. Like I obviously have a YouTube channel, so I'm kind of a YouTuber now. And like some of the things that you learn when you kind of dive deep through that is just like people will handle bad video. They will not tolerate bad audio. Like for sure. Like if you're uploading in 720 or even 480p, right? As opposed to 1080 or 4K, people are fucking fine with it. Like if it's a bit digital, a bit pixelated, whatever. Right. But if you upload shitty audio, people will just fucking next like that. Because the audio is like, that's the real content. Like what you're saying is the real content. It's about the audio. So you need to make sure that you're putting yourself up, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. Like when I started YouTube, I did it with a webcam, and then I just had like a $50 or $60 microphone. That's it. Now I've got $20,000 worth of cameras. I've got this Rodecaster Pro right here. I've got this microphone.
Nice box. What's in that?
That's what she said.
That's what he said.
That is wall-mounted camera holders.
Oh, cool.
For the podcasting studio.
Yeah, sweet. That's one thing. There's also a whole new podcasting studio in the office.
It's hectic, bro.
Oh, dude. Tell him about the table.
The table.
Actually, don't tell him about it. You can tune in and watch this on YouTube.
you can cost $8,000, right?
You'll see it. Watch this on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
We'll be in the same room. It'll be so fucking weird. I have heard that like we've only ever done Zoom, but I heard Joe Rogan talking about it the other day. He's like Zoom podcasts are hollow. Like there's not as much depth to the conversation, because I think it's the only thing we've ever done though. So like maybe it's comparing if you're used to doing it in person.
Probably.
But we're used to doing it here, and we talk so much. It's like it's no fucking difference in my opinion.
Yeah.
But maybe we're wrong.
Yeah.
I think with guests for sure, but none of our guests are going to be in fucking Sydney.
No,
if you're in Sydney, let us know. Contact CIFC@yoursalesniper.com. CIFC podcast, I think so. You can email support@yoursalesniper.com if you would like to be on the podcast.
That's fine. I'm going to have someone go through my emails and forward only the important things to me anyway.
Editing team, do not post James's email. That is a bad idea. Anyway, so productivity of space. I just don't think I think you got to take this job seriously. And I think a lot of people don't take it that seriously. They say they do, but I think in order to do that, you need to sort of create a workflow and a workspace that's going to work for your environment moving forward. And it really was a game changer for me when I moved from, when we started Sales Sniper, I was doing calls in our spare bedroom with a shitty desk and a bad workflow. Then it got bigger, so I moved it up to like, we actually moved our master bedroom into the spare bedroom, and then I took over the whole master bedroom.
Yeah.
That was a bit more productive. Then we bought a new house where I had 5 bedrooms and a movie room and a study. So I was able to have my own big study. And that was the office that people know and love.
Yeah.
And then with the new office, it'll actually look very similar to that
Yep.
on one background, and then we'll have another background, but the podcast will look totally different.
And if you want to see that change, go back and watch the first few episodes. And don't do that, right? Don't look like that when you're on camera. Don't have those audio setups because it is trash on our original.
I don't think it was trash. Like, I mean, to be honest,
By
like, I think you
comparison.
can do it's trash by comparison, but you can do a podcast on an iPhone.
Yep.
Just an iPhone on a table with 2 people talking around it. You know what I mean? You can also, like, you can buy a lav mic attachment for like $50 where you put a lav mic, which is like a lavalier mic, like a lapel mic, straight into your iPhone. And honestly, this thing records 4K video and high quality audio. So you could literally just have this like this. And then it's like, dude, that's a YouTube channel and a podcast.
Yep, I agree.
You can record separate tracks, download it, and do whatever you want with it. Like, we don't want to put too many barriers in the way, but like, you know, you don't need a lot to look professional, especially these days, especially with things like Amazon. There's a great company called Neewer, Neewer, and they do like lighting and audio, and it's all like off Amazon. It's all cheap, but it's all pretty good quality. So like, I just think, like, guys, take it seriously. Go out there, get a little setup, and do yourself. And also, like, just by you having that, you might start to do more content. And then, like, I hate to break it to you guys, but the only difference between us and you is the fact that I do an enormous amount of content. And that's what has allowed us to be so incredibly successful. And I now see some of our competitors doing the same content style that I was doing a year ago. And I was like, you know, with the borders and then the line going across, and I'm like, perfect. I knew everyone would do that.
Yeah, it's almost like.
That's why I'm now doing something different.
Yeah. Here's a really good analogy, right?
Oh, here we go.
And
I thought we were talking about stories.
No stories. I don't have a story for you today. Maybe we could tell a story. But it's sticking to sales. Not having, like, you know, a decent camera, some decent lighting, and some decent audio. It doesn't have to be at the podcast level quality, but just having that decent enough is the equivalent of being a car salesperson and turning up on the show floor each day, not dressed up, with, you haven't shaved and you're wearing a singlet and thongs, right? You just look incredibly unprofessional, and that's how it's perceived to the person on the other end of the phone or on the other end of the Zoom. That's not a good thing if you want to close deals.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Is it congruent?
No,
Somebody say academy.
Have you ever seen a duck?
You ever seen a duck? I don't know if that everyone will get that, but that's a great pattern interrupt. If ever you're in a sales call, and just look at, if ever you're in a sales call and it's not going your way, I want you to just go, have you ever seen a duck?
What?
Right? And it will fix a lot of your issues. And I'll tell you why. It's a pattern interrupt. So when I was selling fitness in a gym, I used to like, if the person was just blathering on about stuff that was really negative, whoa, look at that. You can see how good I am. I'm about to say because of that. Okay, calm it down, light, calm it down. So I used to go like, and they were like, what? And I'd be like, oh, it's just a mosquito. Or I'd hit the desk, bang, like that. They're like, oh, sorry, just a bug on the desk. And then they're like, oh, okay. So they would just shock them into like reality. This is weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone turn the lights up. Maybe the clap activated. Let's try it again.
So yeah, so it really kind of got them off guard, and then I would have something to say after that to get them back on track. Like, oh, I think you'd mentioned this, and put them back. With the duck one, I have an analogy. I just made it up on the spot. I was going through a role play with one of our guys, and he was being a difficult prospect on purpose. And so he was kind of blathering on, and I just said, hey, you ever seen a duck? And everyone, just like 20 people, 30 people on the call, everyone was like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, you've seen a duck. And he was like, yeah, I guess. And I was like, yeah, like they're going across the water and they're nice and smooth, but you ever seen it from underneath? It's fucking, they're working so hard for such little output. Have you ever seen a shark swim? Yeah, it's effortless, isn't it? I was like, and why is that? Because they have a structure, the system they're built for, right? So when you're going towards an outcome, do you want to be a duck or a shark? The irony of it happening now is not
I know
lost on me.
it's
Not lost. My
entertaining.
hair looks good at the moment, though. I'm pretty happy with this haircut. It looks professional.
One
I
less.
was wearing this today, and usually I just wear a t-shirt and hat. And I walked up to a train today, like, "Oh, you've dressed up for us." I was like, "No, for you."
And a really good lesson to learn is sometimes shit happens, i.e. this lighting. Don't let it get to you. Move on. Use it. Make it funny. And you can take that into your sales call every time, i.e.
That actually is a very good point.
You say the wrong thing, or you come across the way you didn't intend to. Oh, sorry. I sounded like a bit of an idiot there, didn't I? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
sorry.
I was on Clubhouse the other day. And somebody asked a really good question, and they were like, "Oh, it's about getting commitment, and like the payment thing wasn't working or something like that." And I was like, "Dude, you get commitment. Like, what do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, okay, if I'm selling something, and I need to get them to pay something on the day or pay for it, I'm like, yeah, sweet man. So we can just go ahead and do credit card. Oh, do you not have a credit card? Do you know dramas, man? Do you have BSB account number or like ACH in the States?" Like, oh, no. I was like, perfect, man. You got PayPal? Oh, yeah, sweet. You got Venmo? You got Cash App? I was like, so like, even if I didn't have the ability to charge them on bank account, I still take the details. If they go, I don't have my bank account on me. Cool, man. Do you have online banking? Yeah, perfect. Do you have a phone on you? They're talking to you on the phone. All right, cool. Do me a favor, man. Bring me on speakerphone.
No.
All right, cool. Like log in. Okay, cool. What's your BSB account number? If it's okay with you, I can just get a verbal authorization. I can just take the money. Is that cool? Yeah, perfect, man. Okay, cool. Okay, that's gone ahead. I've put that through. It'll be action. Then it goes. It usually takes about an hour to come through on your end. Cool, dude. What we'll do is go ahead and organize your onboarding, yada, yada, yada. Then call them back later on that day and say, hey, man, how's everything going? Yeah, sweet. Hey, did you manage to find your wallet? I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, cool. Hey, actually, funny thing, it actually didn't go through. Can I grab that credit card detail now?
Yeah.
Right? So you just you just roll with it. And people can say that's lying. You can say whatever you want. But at the end of the day, I need to get the commitment from them. So in their mind, they've already paid. They've paid in their mind, right? And then so they're in the program, they're good to go, they're getting on board, everything's happening. Now I just got to fix like a logistic issue. Whereas if you wait and you go like, oh yeah, cool, I'll call you back in 3 hours, then they're not going to commit to something. And like people, like I've said before, just don't make the best decisions around certain things. So like the longer they have to think about it, the less likely they are moving forward.
And
roll with the punches, what I'm saying.
It's less likely to induce buyer's remorse as well, or change their mind.
Just roll with the punches. Whatever's happening, not a problem. Yeah, that makes sense. Like I remember once I sold so many people into a program in such a short period of time that their onboarding was 4 weeks out. 4 weeks. You know how many sales you're going to lose if you have to wait 4 weeks to onboard? The answer is all of them.
Yep.
Right. So what I would go, I would make it, oh man, we are so busy right now. We have so many people signing up. Our next onboarding is 4 weeks away. Can you believe that? I'd be like, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you booked in for 4 weeks from now, but it's not going to take 4 weeks. I'm going to speak to the team. I'm going to get you prioritized, and we're going to have it done the next 7 days. Does that work for you? They're like, yeah, man, but I just want to make sure you got something in the diary and then go from there. Right. And then I would just hammer the onboarding team. I was like, get it done. And I would just smash them. I go, we're going to lose all these sales. We're going to lose every single sale if I have to wait 4 weeks. So then we just broke them. Same thing we did to Tribal Buyers the other day. When they did their mastermind, Marco sold so many people that that their onboarding fulfillment guy had to take a mental health week.
Hilarious.
Brad had to take a mental health week because he is so overworked because Marco onboarded so many people in such a short period of time.
It's too good.
Brad, I hope you're listening.
Going back a story, you mentioned, can you use your internet banking? I was going through that once, didn't have a credit card. I lost my wallet. Yeah, of course you did. What do you have? You can pay by bank account. Oh, I can't access it. But you've got internet banking on your phone, yeah? He's like, yeah, cool. Can you log in on your phone right now? I don't have a phone. I go, well, then how are you talking to me? Hang up.
I've been caught out. Oh, no, I don't have a phone. What do you mean you don't have a phone? Are you telling me with a straight face on the phone right now that you don't have a phone?
No, I was
Because
taking
if you are, you can have this for free.
I was taking the call through Morse code. I'm in.
I don't have a phone. Hang on a second, buddy. Hang on a second.
Funny.
Oh, that's great.
The amount of stories we could tell about stupid objections. Like,
Rockdale was legit.
oh man,
We used to run a gym in a place called Rockdale, which is like it's weird. It's just like it's a lot of like different cultures that don't necessarily they aren't into fitness.
Yeah.
Like Western culture is like super into fitness, but like other cultures just aren't. That's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just when you're running a gym, it's an annoying thing. And so we used to get a lot of people, and it was just so difficult because they just didn't want to change at all, but they wanted to lose the weight, but in no way, shape, or form were they willing to change their lives in any way. It was like, can I eat the same thing and lose weight? No. You can't do that. They're like, why not? I was like, because it's the same thing. If you eat the same way that got you fat, how are you supposed to not be fat? Like,
I legit read a seminar and said, all right, we're at the end part. Any questions? No, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Oh fuck, here we go. This guy looks like he's got a stupid question. What's the difference between green apples and red apples? The color. Okay, that was a stupid question because I thought he was joking. Turns out he was serious. That was a real question. Yeah. Do you remember old man titties? Who lived across the...
I used to smash that dude. There was a guy who was across the road from the gym, and we had like 3 balconies at this gym. It was a great gym.
His apartment was right there.
Yeah, his apartment was right next to us, and he came over. He was like, "Hey, you guys at gym?" And I was like, "Yeah, buddy." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna come over." And he just was sitting there, and his whole thing was like he has mad man boobies, and he was really upset that he had them, but he wouldn't sign up. Like, we could have got him to sign up these days, but then yeah, man, he had more excuses than a pregnant nun, that guy. And it was literally across the road, and then we would hammer him from the balcony. "Hey, man, titty." Like that.
He's sitting there hanging out his laundry on his balcony. We're going, "Hey man, how's those man titties going? You gonna come join up yet?" "Oh no, I'm just a bit busy. I can't do it now." So, yeah, no
Meanwhile, he had no job and he was in housing commission. So there you go. Housing commission for the American People's Public Health.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was an interesting place. Remember there was a hostage siege? Remember that guy took his whole family hostage right next door?
And the gym up the road, across the road.
Yeah, there was a guy got shot in the face. Yeah, it was a bikie dispute. Dude got shot in the face at the entrance to the next gym. Yeah, it was not a good area. In hindsight, I should not have picked that place.
To be fair, that guy getting shot at the gym got us a lot of members because our gym was safer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So one,
the advertising, you probably won't get shot here.
Yeah.
One less shooting death in the last month than any other gym. Yeah, there were some dodgy gyms around there, man. Anyway, that's some funny shit. Fitness sales is a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to go back and do it for a day, only a day.
Yeah, not interested.
No, I don't want to run gyms anymore.
Although that is a level of interest. So,
although I'll tell you a story. This is totally unrelated. So with that gym, there's a whole bunch of context that isn't going to be important to people, but there's still some legalities going around the people that bought it because they never transferred certain things over. Anyway, I got a letter. I got an email from their accountants about a month ago, and I was like, yeah. Like, there's a loan that needs to be paid out, and it's their job to pay it out. But I was just like, just give me the fucking loan and I'll pay it because it's still in my name and they're not going to pay it. And anyway, it doesn't matter. It's part of the sale of the gym. They take it over, but I was like, it's only like $6,000. I was like, honestly, I'll just pay it. It's not much money. I'll just pay it. And I sent that, and then I never heard anything back. And I was like, 2 weeks later, I was like, hey, you ever going to reply? A couple days later, hey man, you getting these emails? And I've CC'd everybody in it. So a guy named Ryan messaged me. He's like, oh, that guy never replies to his emails. So you better off just going direct to this person. And I was like, no, I can play that game. And so I sent an email to everyone going, hey, Andrew, I wonder how many emails it would take before you reply to me. Let's play a little game. And then I just went ... And then I put in the meme of that guy from Saw. So I'm taking the low road on this one, James. And I've emailed him twice a day, every day. since.
I love it. I love it. What's the
CC'd
day
everybody.
streak? What's the day streak up to?
I'm at 4 days in a row, so it's 8 emails.
Okay. I was thinking it'd be like 20 by now.
No. I'm
Because this is 2 years on, right?
considering. Oh yeah, I'm considering ramping it up.
Mm.
Maybe we ramp it up to a 3-day.
Maybe we get some cameos done specifically for that.
Yeah, I've got that Cameo. I'm gonna insert the Cameo.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna insert the Cameo. That's an absolutely brilliant idea. I'm gonna send the Cameo right now. Are you ignoring my calls? And I'm CCing everybody, so this is great.
Now, to be fair, if I was the guy on the other line, I'd be like, "This is actually making me laugh. I'm purposely not going to respond for a few days.
Yeah.
See what other cool shit he can come up with." You know?
Yeah, I got heaps of memes and GIFs. I might send a couple of YouTube videos. Oh, by the way, I got those wrestling belts.
Oh, you ordered them? Yeah, cool.
Ordered 2, so Employee of the Month has got a little bit more interesting.
I still haven't received my red velvet suit yet, unfortunately. But, probably was coming.
But I did receive the book.
You did? Excellent.
So I got a very special book that I'm going to be reviewing. It cost me $1,000.
Yeah, red velvet suits, no correlation with that.
It came in a fucking cardboard box with no branding, covered in fucking brown paper, and it's just like a canvas book.
Weak.
Not even leather.
Weak. That is
Not even a fucking. It's $1,000 book. Didn't even come in like a special packaging.
No.
I was like, are you fucking serious? I was like, I don't mind if the content's garbage, whatever, but like at least.
Yeah, make it look nice.
Oh man, I was just like, how disappointing.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really, do you expect anything else from that?
You know what I did, and then the sales team reached out to me, and I said I would love a call. No follow up.
You know
no
what?
follow up at all.
The same thing happened to me with that Sasha guy, Karabat. I booked in a call with his team because I was like actually interested in it, and they never called me. I'm like, bro, where's the call? Didn't respond to my emails. You know how many times that happens? Like, it's like a fucking nightmare. It's like, you guys are salespeople, and you cannot even follow up. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Particularly when you teach sales, because most sales trainings, like, I'll apply and it's like, yeah, if you sound good and you can teach us a little bit, like, I'll buy it so we can pass that knowledge on and maybe find something useful in there. I go, but if you're a salesperson and you cannot follow up with me, fucking, like, your content is useless because you're teaching this shit and you can't do it.
I had a sales guy reach out to me in January, and I had it in my diary to reach out to him now.
Yeah.
To see if he'd ever, and he was just like, never followed up with me once.
Yeah, right.
I was like, hey, did you ever get taught follow up? He told me about this guy that he trained under. I never heard of him. He's an Australian dude. Apparently he's amazing. I said, does this guy ever teach follow up? I was like, because just so you know, I ignore these messages. So if you ever want a sales job with us, just so you know, I'm going to ignore you.
Yeah.
We'll see how you go. See how creative you can get. The guys who have got jobs have created custom memes. That's pretty much the way to guarantee that I'll pay attention.
Yeah.
But don't message me. I won't listen.
Yeah. Find someone I know, get my address, send me something cool to my house.
Well, you know what Sean does? Sean cold video pitches everybody.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So he finds their address, because you can do that. And then from there, sends them custom like video. They open up a thing and it plays a video.
Yeah, it's got like
It's that same thing that Jeremy from fucking Megalodon Marketing does.
Yeah, it's cool. I like that. Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's enough. It's been a random episode, but I think there's some gold nuggets in there.
Yeah,
at least nuggets of some description.
The key, get your work environment right if you want to crush it.
And if you do, you can be as productive as this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure you give us some love. Post some comments down below of what kind of shit you want to hear, what noises you want to hear come out of our faces next. Make sure you join the Closing Code group. Make sure you are congruent in every way, shape, and form. The best way to do that is giving us money. The second best way to do that is to like, subscribe, and support our content. All right, guys. Hope you have a fantastic day.
Thanks, guys.
And
Bye.
goodbye.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.